Yeah, I mean, kind of lastly, guys, I guess nouns are typically out there in terms of like from a brand and social standpoint. They seem to have built like really solid fundamentals with kind of noun owners. I guess for you guys, like, what are some of the characteristics like the community has built up that have really led to that success? They seem to be attracting really prominent names in this space. Personally excited about the path they're going down. They use the kind of one noun, one vote model per se, but anything that you think from a characteristic standpoint that have really led to this uprise over the last year or so?
Yeah, I think I've had a lot of conversations with folks about nouns, and I think there's a lot of angles to talk about it from. The most obvious one is most of governance today is, when we talk about it, is about these DeFi systems, and the governance decisions are around things like treasury spend and risk parameter adjustments. And for some of these proposals, for a lot of them, there's a lot of funds involved, there's a lot of downside, and the discussion gets pretty, there's just high stakes, right? Like, there's billions of dollars on Aave today. If you get a parameter recommendation wrong, such as we've seen, there's enormous downsides, and these discussions are just really serious. What Nouns is kind of the complete opposite of that. It's intentionally a complete, by their own branding and marketing, it's like an experimental place for people to, for any person to build up the Nouns meme through arts, through media, through marketing, and the DAO as a whole is just philosophically very open to funding, supporting, and growing these approaches. So a lot of people that want to learn more about governance to get involved in the DAO, it's so much easier to feel like a part of the community in Nouns and start getting funded and work for the DAO versus something like MakerDAO, where you have to go through 6 different governance calls, a 6-month process to get funded, and face hundreds of questions from other MakerDAO employees. It's just a different, and that might be good for MakerDAO, but it does make it challenging for new people to enter. And I think that's a big reason we're seeing a lot of excitement and interest around Nouns. Is just it's new and it makes it very easy for people to onboard, which I think is really important.
Yeah, not gonna lie, for MakerDAO, it's so intimidating to just get started, right? They have so many threads, and it seems like there are already a lot of big names in the space. So it feels like if you're a newcomer, you'll get easily shut down, and just the mere thought of that might hold a lot of talents back, right? So yeah, I think personally super excited for what Nouns has to bring to the table as well. It's super easy to get into the ecosystem. You literally just have to get a noun and you're part of it. You can request funding if your project's solid, and yeah, I think it's a new paradigm of working in a, I wouldn't say in a low commitment fashion, but it's just easier to get into Web3 in general. And yeah, personally super excited about what that brings. Linda, any thoughts on Nouns?
I mean, I guess, so I think Nouns is awesome, and from what I've seen and heard, it seems like a really great experiment, and I guess, one thing I do wonder is, at what point does it become difficult to scale in that way? So I think, Nouns model works really well for a certain size community, and I just don't know what that threshold is. So, it is one of those things, because I always, in a lot of governance discussions, I hear people saying, we should consider this Nouns model for this, and it's maybe a much larger DAO. And so I think as we talk about these different governance models, it's really dependent on the size, culture, what they're working on, and things like that.
That makes sense. There is obviously with Nouns as well. It's not easy to get in the sense from a costing standpoint for say the average community member that has just come in, right? I think to get one, to mint one, in the sense it's, I don't know what the cost is now, but I remember 6+ months ago it was significant, and the average person can't afford, I guess, to be a part of that community. In a sense, it is exclusive, serious, but additionally, it makes it fun, right? I mean, I think everyone sees what's going on there, and it creates some you have that feeling that you definitely want to be involved regardless of what's happening, just because it's got that sort of hype behind it and how they've built that cycle up, which has been really interesting.